It's Time Warner Cable's local edition. I'm Brad Pomerance. Thank you for staying with us. Our guest, Brad Sherman, member of the U.S. Congress. You're holding a town hall coming up on February 26th. Location TBA. Go to your website, bradsherman.house.gov, to find out where it is. I am sure folks will be speaking about the payroll tax extension. It's due to expire on February 29th. A lot of fear and consternation over it. Explain what would happen if it does lapse.
If it expires, everybody takes home 2% less. If you make over $108,000 a year, the effect will be a little bit less on you, percentage-wise, but most people don't.
Right.
And so it's a 2% pay cut. And the effect on the Valley economy, it'll reverberate from every restaurant and every shopping mall.
I want to talk about the politics if we can, sir, because when you think about the two parties, I think it's fair to say the Republican Party has been pretty adamant on supporting tax cuts at every turn, whereas the Democratic Party has been looking towards helping the middle class, but tax cuts, not so much. Well, here's a tax cut, and yet the Republican Party has come out strongly against it, it seems. What's the politics behind this? What are you hearing in the Capitol?
Well, Republicans are not enthusiastic about the payroll tax holiday, in part because it was proposed by President Obama, in part because they'd like to focus on other types of tax reductions. But this is a tax reduction that is money in the hands of working families.
It's 160 million Americans that are impacted by this payroll tax extension. But I'm sure they read the same polls that you and I read. They're public polls. December was a disaster for the Republican Congress, for Mr. Boehner, the Speaker. Do they not see that? Are they so vociferously opposed to President Barack Obama they'd rather deny him this than cutting off their nose to spite their face?
Boehner saw it. Boehner wanted to cut a deal.
Yeah.
His caucus did not see it. They may see it now. My guess is that we will be able to extend this and hopefully the alternative minimum tax patch, which affects...
Let's talk about that. You're a tax attorney in your other life. Explain it, sir.
Well, the alternative minimum tax was designed to hit millionaires, and only those millionaires that took advantage of huge deductions. But it wasn't indexed for inflation, and now it may hit the upper middle class and even the middle class here in California.
What's frustrating about that is that in Los Angeles, we make more money than the folks in Dallas or Salt Lake or New Orleans because our standard of living is higher. It costs more to live here. So it seems as if that doesn't get extended, we get disproportionately impacted.
Yeah, our cost of living may be higher. I'm not sure our standard of living is higher.
Well stated. Thank you for correcting me.
But the other thing is that this is a high tax state and local tax state.
Arguably.
And so what the AMT does is it takes away your deduction for state income taxes, in effect. So
in New Hampshire, which has no state income tax, they're in great shape.
Exactly. But what this patch has done year after year, we extend it year after year, is prevent this tax from having much effect on the upper middle class.
Well, it seems as if the Republicans would support this, arguably. I mean, are they?
We're at this war of, do you believe that now is the time to keep taxes low for a while?
We do have a growing deficit.
We have a growing deficit, but we also have a huge jobs problem and recession.
In our final moments, capital gains is back in the news. Mitt Romney pays almost exclusively a 15% capital gains rate. Any rediscussion about that?
I see the capital gains rate going back up to 20% in a year or two, and the rate on dividends would probably go up even more likely.
He's Brad Sherman, Town Hall, February 26th. I'm Brad Pomerance. Thanks for joining us. Back to HLN.